Picture an immaculately tailored woman stepping out of a pristine luxury car directly into an impoverished, dangerous alleyway. She is leaving the security of her world to find someone trapped in a cycle of violence and instability, a woman whose life exists on the opposite side of a massive social divide. During the final years of Jim Crow, strict social codes governed every movement of the Black elite. For a woman in Vernice's position, these rules of respectability served of a vital survival strategy against the constant threat of systemic ruin. This collision between social safety and personal loyalty is the central tension of Tayari Jones's novel, Kin. It's a story that forces a difficult redefinition of what family actually means. It raises a question about the nature of our debts. Why would someone risk an elite, hard-won status to save a ghost from their past? To find the answer, we have to look past the wealth of Atlanta and trace these two lives back to their shared point of origin. That origin is Honeysuckle, Louisiana, a rural town where Vernice and Annie grew up as neighbors in a landscape of deep poverty. Their bond was forged by a shared trauma, the vacuum of growing up without mothers. Born days apart, they became each other's primary witnesses to a loss defining their early identities. Their paths split when Vernice's aunt stepped in. Acting as a chosen protector, she engineered Vernice's escape from the limitations of rural Louisiana. This took Vernice to Spelman College in Atlanta, placing her inside an elite circle of educated Black women. She eventually married into a wealthy family, adopting a lifestyle where status is maintained through strict manners and high-class expectations. This new reality required a constant negotiation of intersectionality. Vernice had to balance overlapping layers of privilege, class, and colorism to maintain her standing in the Black upper class. Her life became a fortress of social standing, distancing her from the instability of her childhood. While Vernice moved toward security, Annie's path took a downward turn. That early abandonment in Honeysuckle didn't heal. It became a fixated, bottomless longing. She dedicated her life to a single, obsessive goal: tracking down the biological mother she never knew, no matter the cost. This search stripped away any hope of stability, leading Annie away from safety and into a world of intense adversity and physical danger. These diverging vectors created a vast chasm. As Vernice climbed the social ladder in Atlanta, Annie descended further into a world where survival was a daily struggle. By their adult years, the sheer scale of class difference between them made any connection seem impossible. But because their foundation was built in that shared early silence, the bond remained. Vernice's fortress was built on the memory of the person she left in the Louisiana dirt. In the present day, Annie's desperate search for a biological connection ultimately ends in a literal battle for her very life. Vernice makes the choice to step back into that world of peril, using her own resources to pull her oldest friend from the edge. This intervention is a deliberate rejection of the elite status she worked so hard to build. She chooses the vulnerability of her past over the security of her marriage. The novel places Annie's failed search for biological family against the reality of Vernice's intervention. One is a ghost, the other is the person who actually shows up. In the end, the story finds the definition of kin in the loyalty of those who survived the same early void. It is the unconditional commitment of the people who remember exactly where you came from and choose to risk everything to bring you home.